Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 9 and Text 41. Purtena tapasa yajñae dhanair yoga samadhina radham nishreyasam pumsam matpritis tattvavinmatam. It is the opinion of expert transcendentalists that the ultimate goal of performing all traditional good works, penances, sacrifices, charities, mystic activities, trances, etc., is to invoke my satisfaction. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. There are many traditionally pious activities in human society, such as altruism, philanthropy, nationalism, internationalism, charity, sacrifice, penance, and even meditation in trance, and all of them can be fully beneficial only when they lead to the satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The perfection of any activity, social, political, religious, or philanthropic, is to satisfy the Supreme Lord. This secret of success is known to the devotee of the Lord as exemplified by Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. As a good non-violent man, Arjuna did not want to fight with his kinsmen, but when he understood that Krishna wanted the fight and had arranged it at Kurukshetra, he gave up his own satisfaction and fought for the satisfaction of the Lord. That is the right decision for all intelligent men. One's only concern should be to satisfy the Lord by one's activities. If the Lord is satisfied by an action, whatever it may be, then it is successful. Otherwise, it is simply a waste of time. That is the standard of all sacrifice, penance, austerity, mystic trance, and other good and pious work. Lessons the Bhakti-vedanta purport. So Krishna has given the verdict. What is the ultimate goal of all our actions? Actually, last 1.5 years we have been seeing the war between Ukraine and Russia has been going on. And many people have analyzed this war because it has impacted the whole world situation, the economy and many other aspects. It has pushed millions of people into hunger and poverty. So they are all analyzing what is the cause. One of the factors that they figured out was nationalism is one of the key parameters which is fueling this battle between these two countries. Nationalism, my nation. Otherwise, nationalism is accepted as a traditionally good work. Because after all, it makes sense. There are many nations. And nationalism means, we should all work for the nation. Nation should be protected. Boundaries should be protected. They are all accepted as traditionally good activities. So here Krishna is saying, Purtena, all those traditional good activities. Prabhupada gives a list here. He says altruism, philanthropy, nationalism, internationalism, charity, and then Purtena tapasa. Tapasa means the penances, then yajnair, sacrifices, dhanair, charities, yoga samadhana. Somebody may even go to the trance by yoga. So Radham, they consider successful when nishreyasam pumsam. If they are, what is the ultimate goal of all this? Matpriti. It should invoke Krishna's satisfaction. And then Krishna is quoting even the transcendentalists. Tattvavin matam, tattvavit means expert transcendentalists. So, anybody who knows the truth of the existence, that is absolute truth, and he knows all the three phases of absolute truth. Many times we have discussed impersonal aspects, they are aware, localized aspects of the absolute truth, and the personal features of the absolute truth. If one knows such expert transcendentalists, they have concluded that ultimately mat priti, satisfying Krishna, is the ultimate goal of all this action. For example, altruism means working for the welfare of public. They want welfare, they want happiness of a community or public good. Actually, if you go to some pilgrimage places, you will see they will set up some accommodation and food facility, annadhana facility. Let us say you go to Ahobilam, you will see meant for so and so community. They will write meant for so and so community, and that is the good, public good that they are trying to do. So like that, some 2-3 you will see, 2-3 communities, they are serving their own communities. So this kind of and what is the purpose, goal of that? They want to ensure that their communities are peaceful, they are happy, and their welfare is taken care of. Same altruism, philanthropy means same thing. Somebody takes an initiative for the public good, that is philanthropy. So what is the problem with this? Although their desire is to take care of certain public, then what about the other categories of the public? What happens to other communities? Let us say you don't fall into those, whatever those community names. Then let us say somebody goes to that pilgrimage place, or whatever, wherever. Now what happens to him? He is also hungry. Then what will happen to him? So that way this is limited. It's a limited concept. Altruism, philanthropy. Then they may say, no, nationalism is better. All communities within the nation, I will take care. We'll work for the welfare of everybody within the nation. Sabka saath, everybody. And we'll take care of all the categories. But then the problem is, what happens when it comes to the other nations? We're taking care of 1.2 billion, 1.1 billion within India, but there are about 8 billion are there. So some people will say, okay, nationalism is also a limited concept, so let me expand my purview of welfare activity, and then they came up with something called internationalism. Internationalism means we don't look at the national boundaries, we take care of all these 8 billion. There has to be cooperation, there has to be nice interaction, so that the whole international welfare and international benefit is possible. So that is, okay, it looks interesting, yes, all human beings, 8 billion, whatever is there, everybody is taken care. No, this is also limited, because it is not taking care of many other animals and other living entities. There are millions and millions and millions of, or billions of, actually it is said that every year approximately the human beings kill almost, not every year, I think every year they kill about 8 to 9 billion animals. Whatever is the number human beings that are present, every year they kill that, 8 to 9 billion. animals. So then what happens to their welfare and happiness? So that's why this internationalism also is a limited concept, partial. You are only looking at a welfare of a certain section of the whole world. The world is not just humans. There are so many other living entities are there. There is Prakriti. There are so many things are there. What about them? They have a right to live. And then, I know, every year, so many living entities are killed. So then, charity. Then people do a lot of charity. Dhanair, yoga samadhana. Charity also, because they cannot focus on everything, they will limit it to somebody. Again, here also they give charity to their own community, their own caste, their own area. They may give it to some beggars and so many things. So, these are all very limited concepts. Then, yoga samadhana means somebody may even able to meditate and do some pranayam and then get into some kind of a trance. Even such people also you see. If somebody does Kapalabhati nicely, he gets into a kind of a calmness in the mind. It looks like samadhana. The next moment, of course, he is out of samadhi. As soon as that Kapala or Bhati, rendu, both. So we see that people are attracted to all these concepts. One is Purtena, beneficial, the traditional works, pious works. So this is called karma contamination. Then these theories, nationalism, this ism, that ism, all these isms are jnanic contamination. And then yoga samadhana is yogic contamination. None of this is going to benefit the living entity. If you are looking at nishreyasam pumsam, if you are looking at ultimate purpose, then it is not called success. Radham means success. Why? Because mat priti, Krishna's satisfaction, whether it is there or not, that is important. We may decide some plan, we may create some ism, we may create our own way of doing something, but whether the ultimate authority, whether he has accepted this, is it satisfying him? That is the most crucial point. Krishna's satisfaction is very important. So, under an expert spiritual master's guidance, all these activities can be purified and done in such a way that Krishna is satisfied. So that is the beauty of Krishna conscious process. Whatever one may do, yat karoshi, yat asnasi, here it is said, whatever it may be, if the Lord is satisfied by an action, whatever it may be, then it is successful. Otherwise, simply waste of time. For example, nationalism. Once how Prabhupada talks about this nationalism. He says, one morning he was talking with us, Sri Radha Govinda, about the future of ISKCON movement. He said that he wanted to buy all the land in Mayapur and establish a self-sufficient community. And when that is established, he said there would be a country of Mayapur. Then his temples around the world would become embassies of that country. Mayapur country will have embassies. For example, Banjara Hills is one embassy of the Mayapur country. And the temple presidents will be ambassadors. We all can become ambassadors also. And then we would print our own money called Chaitanyas. There would be 1 Chaitanya, 5 Chaitanyas and 10 Chaitanyas. Currency notes. For our export, we would make devotional items and sell them all over the world. So Prabhupada had a vision of his own country, his own embassies, his own ambassadors, his own monetary system, his own economic system, and his own export production. Sometimes we don't realize how big Prabhupada was actually thinking, how grand he wanted this mission to be. So this nationalism is okay. You want to create a country, Mayapur country, Vrindavan country, this nationalism is okay. Then you may say, Prabhu, this all looks difficult. Already countries are existing. Actually, there are many, many islands which are kind of available for purchase. Recently, one Indian bogus Swami, he went and made his own country. And he fooled America in believing that they are a country. America. And then he has a cultural partnership with the American states. They all got fooled. So there are like islands, that sometimes people purchase island itself, because some islands which are closer to, say, African countries are very little cheaper, and then they turn it into a kind of a country, a self-sufficient community. So, of course, Krishna's wish, anything is possible. But you may say, okay, already there are nations are there, recognized nations are there. There are many unrecognized nations also. Like this, they convert the island into kind of a nation, and then UN may not give any recognition. So then, already nationals. So how can we turn this nationalism? So Prabhupada used to say, when Prabhupada went to Singapore, the government there has not allowed him to come inside, because Prabhupada was extremely popular. His movement is expanding, and the rulers, the government is kind of secular or atheistic. They don't want any such organized religions to come inside, so they are not allowed. In some countries, the restrictions are very severe. Even to go to Russia or any of those communist countries, it's not easy. So, if they want to invoke Krishna's satisfaction, mat priti, then although there are nations already, the movement of these great devotees, should not be hampered. There should not be a rigorous screening and visa and all this, so many issues. As soon as somebody is a Krishna conscious devotee, immediately they should allow. They should go to, in some of the countries you have to wear regular pant and shirt. Do not go with all these things. So, if you want to use nationalism in Krishna's service, yes, allow all the Krishna conscious devotees to go. Happily. They should go. And when we go to airport, they should not screen. Direct passage. So this is called mat priti. Krishna's work has to be speeded up. So this is the idea. His work has to be speeded up. So that is the proper utilization of nationalism. So each and every aspect of this can be utilized in Krishna's service. For example, danair, if somebody wants to, everybody has a tendency to give money. They feel in their heart that yes, I have to give this charity. When they see a beggar, when they see some, underprivileged, then obviously they tend to, they feel that yes, I have to help, I have to give some charity. Nowadays, because of the social media and all that, if some news is there that of some family or somebody is struggling, immediately many people try to contact and then give some support. So dana is going on. But if somebody wants to invoke Krishna's satisfaction, radham nishreyasam pumsam mat priti, then one has to give it to Krishna's purpose. Engaging one's hard-earned money in Krishna's service is a great charity. It is a great sacrifice. And particularly building temples, particularly building Prabhupada's mission. So anybody who gives charity for such pure movements, he will be immensely benefited. Nishreyasam pumsam. Certainly Krishna will be very pleased. So this is the way one has to engage his money. If the money is engaged for, then you may say, why not support beggars? Give some money to them. Okay, give. You can give, say, some 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees. You give the beggar. And that beggar goes and spends that money to purchase the costliest whiskey that he has never drunk. But he has been aspiring that I want to drink like this. And today somebody very kindly gave 1,000 rupees to me. Thanks to him. And then he goes and drinks. Costliest whiskey of his life. The danger is, your charity is not ending radham, it is not successful because it is not nishreyasam. It is not for the ultimate benefit of that person himself. Your intention to do good actually turned into, it has become something negative for that person. So what kind of a charity is this? Your goal is to do benefit for his happiness, for his welfare, but then it is turned into something else. Actually, anything that we do without Krishna's preeti ultimately leads to only suffering. Just suffering is waiting for the person who gives charity and person who received the charity. Only suffering is waiting. If not today, by tomorrow. The reactions will come, the suffering will come. So that's why it is mentioned. So then what should we do? Beggars, should we not give anything? They are hungry, struggling. Should we not give any food to all of them? Yes, we should give. We should help them nicely. But you should help them in such a way that nishreyasam pumsam, his ultimate benefit is taken care of. Give nice prasadam. Our devotees, whenever they go outside and then if beggars come, they give one piece of kaja. If there are educated people peeping into the auto, trying to see who is seated there, because generally our autos are covered, and if you cover anything, they are all very curious. They want to see, okay, who is there inside. So if somebody is saying, then you can give a card, mantra card you can give. You can give a piece of kaja. Why? Because eating prasadam means Isha Sangha. You are contacting Krishna directly. Chanting Hare Krishna, contacting Krishna directly. Lord has given so many ways of directly contacting him, and that pleases him. Krishna is very happy. Spiritual master is very happy. If we can directly serve Krishna, make him happy, that is the best way. Not through Krishna's energies, Serving Krishna through his energies is an indirect service. Avidipurvakam. That is not satisfying. As satisfying as directly serving Krishna. If somebody gives charity to a beggar and then he is serving Krishna's external energy. He gives him money and then money goes for drinking. Drinking is encouraged by Kali, so he has actually done service to Kali. And if somebody, so gambling, money goes for gambling, he is serving Kali. Kali Yuga. So, serving all these external agents, external energy representatives, that is not pleasing. Directly Krishna. Serving Krishna, that is automatically everything will be set up correctly. So that's why here it is Lord himself is declaring mat priti tattvavid matam. This is the matam. What is actually matam? Matam means mat priti. Krishna should be pleased. This is the only matam. Whatever we do, before doing, there is some thinking, there is some belief, there is some value with which everybody does something. So all these things should be pleasing to Krishna. Our beliefs, our thoughts, our actions, everything should be satisfying. Suddenly in the last minute actions we will not be able to control. It all starts, action starts with thoughts. So that's why Krishna says, always think of me. This is the secret. So, manmana bhavamad bhakto, always think of me. Bhakta means favorably. Anukulyena Krishna anusilanam. So favorably one thinks of Krishna and his service. And then he tries to execute such services. So then nishreyasam pumsam, that will be for his ultimate benefit. Otherwise he may go into so-called trance also, yoga, trance, but that is not going to satisfy Krishna. Ultimately that will only bring misery to the practitioners. So that's why Prabhupada is mentioned here. Otherwise it is simply waste of time. There won't be any meaning to any of these actions. So whenever you are doing some action, you should think ultimately is it satisfying to Krishna. Otherwise it is a shama-eva hi kevalam, simply waste of time. So that's Prabhupada is concluding, that is the standard of all sacrifice, penance, austerity, mystic trance and other good and pious work. Of course work has to be pious and good. Generally whatever is approved in the society, that is considered as pious and good. But sometimes what is approved is also not correct according to the Shastra. For example, in some countries, many sinful activities are considered approved. But one has to go by the Shastra. What is the good and pious work? And then based on that, even that should be done for the sake of Krishna's satisfaction. Then only the expected result and satisfaction will be there in the society. Any questions? Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.